Following Rhea Ripley's match at WrestleMania 41, Buddy Matthews made a statement. She got a new moniker from the husband of the Eradicators following. She made an extraordinary battle against Jill Richards, Bianca Belair, and the Sky. The first match on night 2 of WrestleMania 41 was a back-and-forth exchange between Belair and Sky. After pinning Belair, Sky was able to keep her title and walk in as champion. Belair applied the KOD on Ripley in the waning stages of the fight, setting the stage for Sky to finish by hitting her trademark moons from atop the top rope. Regarding X, the one who calls Matthew, despite her heroic performance in the Women's Triple Threat World Championship bout, Rhea Ripley will not be attending WrestleMania. Many weeks before to WrestleMania 41, Sky defeated Rhea Ripley to become the WWE Women's World Champion. Thanks to Bianca Belair's role as special guest referee, she was able to get a title rematch. Monday night's title defense was unsuccessful, leaving the Eradicator in a triple threat position on the biggest stage of them all. Ripley may still try to defend her title because she wasn't tied to the contest outcome, even though she lost. On the next Monday Night Raw, WWE may announce their plans for Ripley. After an arduous reign as Women's World Champion, marked by numerous successful defenses and an air of unwavering power, Rhea Ripley was finally crowned at WrestleMania 41. Unfortunately, the evening did not unfold as anticipated, as fans anticipated that she would exit Allegiant Stadium with her golden hand still resting on her shoulder. Many are referring to Rhea Ripley's loss of the title as the upset of the decade after the 21 minutes of physical storytelling and vicious exchanges. The audience was taken aback. The 3 count was like an earthquake to her followers. There was no interference and no dispute, just one devastating finisher and one miscalculation. There was a lot of tension backstage. Even though Rhea, ever the composed warrior, kept her composure for the cameras, her loved ones knew that her facade was wearing thin. Buddy Matthews, the celebrity fiancé, was one of them. Just as Rhea had been there for Buddy through the ups and downs of his wrestling career, Buddy had flown in the night before to be with her, even though he worked for a competing business. Before she came, he was pacing the locker room, his jaw tight, and his phone beeping every few seconds from fans and fellow wrestlers texting him. Buddy went right to Rhea as she walked in, visibly shaken, battered, and emotionally exhausted. At first, there were just silence. He merely enveloped her in a passionate embrace, holding on so closely on the trip backstage. Her veneer cracked as she buried her forehead in his chest. I let forth a single tear. Only one. But that was plenty. You know what? At last, Buddy spoke up, gently lowering her chin to meet her eyes, and said, "You're not just Rhea the Eradicator Ringley anymore. From now on," he said, a little grin forming on his lips. And Rhea blinked in confusion. "Hey Ripley, you're the one who reclaims. For the simple reason that I am well aware that you will return for what is rightfully yours, and will do it with more ferocity, clamor, and aggression than anyone anticipates. This wasn't your average thoughtful gift. It was foretold." After initially rolling her eyes at the moniker, Rhea finally cracked a reluctant smile and asked, "The Reclaimer, huh?" She went on to say, "Sounds like something out of a Mad Max movie." Little Buddy let out a laugh. "Exactly. The end of the world, wild and unstoppable. Exactly like you. It just took an hour for the video to go viral." One of Buddy's fans recorded him whispering the nickname to Rhea in the corridor and posted the clip online, writing, "The realest moment of Mania weekend is Buddy Matthews giving Rhea the nickname the Reclaimer after her loss." After going viral, the video became a global trending topic under the hashtag #theirclaimer. Later that night, Buddy shared a match-related black and white photo of Rhea on Instagram. "Champions lose, legends reclaim," the message said, with bloodied lip mascara smeared but fiery eyes. Ripley, Rhea the Reclaimer, is far from finished. This is just the beginning for her. Famous people from WWE and other industries began weighing in shortly after. A flame emoji was left by Becky Lynch. "You all should be careful not to give her too much credit," Bianca Belair wrote in her piece. "La Mommy 2.0 was Dominic Mysterio's only comment. Though she remained mum for the majority of the evening, Rhea shared a selfie of herself outside the stadium the following morning. A blazing stare instead of a belt, and a smile that said, "The Reclaimer has awoken. Quickly, bye." Comments were inundated with fans. When everyone realized that Ralph Ripley wasn't going anywhere, the sadness that had been felt for so long gave way to excitement. Quieter than before, if anything, this setback served as the spark that ignited an even more terrible side of her. Hotel room for a couple, she glanced over at Buddy, who was lounging on the pillows with one hand behind his head and the other scrolling through his own feed. "You realize you created a monster, right?" Buddy asked Rhea, who sat on the edge of the bed, as she scrolled through the social media explosion her new nickname had caused. She arched an eyebrow in a playful way. She repeated, nearly tasting the words, "The Reclaimer," and Buddy grinned, saying, "That monster was already in there." I just reminded her, "What you lost last night wasn't merely a title. It was a task. And you won't rest until you complete missions," he continued. "It sticks, doesn't it?" Because of this shared moment of vulnerability and empowerment, their already adored dynamic was taken to a whole new level. Within 48 hours, Rhea was inundated with interview requests and podcast invitations, and WWE even joined in, officially referring to her as the Reclaimer on Raw and producing new merchandise. However, for Rhea, the nickname wasn't about branding. It was about seeking revenge, finding atonement, and rising from the ashes. Buddy Matthews' well-timed remarks at WrestleMania 41 marked the beginning of something much more monumental than the previous era's conclusion. The Reclaimer etched into her gear will be known to the entire WWE Universe, and Rhea Ripley's fiery eyes will be on full display when she returns to the ring. This is just the beginning. The storm has not yet passed. After Rhea Ripley becomes a mother to a son she adopted, Buddy Matthews sends him a message. A new mother has been added to Rhea Ripley's already exciting WrestleMania weekend with the signing of an adoption paperwork. The husband of the WWE superstar. In response to the intriguing development, Buddy Matthews sent a brief statement on social media. At WrestleMania 41, Rhea Ripley will compete for the Women's World Championship in a contest that also features Bianca Belair and Io Sky. The Showcase of Immortals has taken place in Las Vegas over the past few days, and the WWE superstars have been there for a number of activities. A fan even went so far as to beg Ripley to become his mommy by signing adoption papers at one of these fan events. After the fan asked, the former Women's World Champion complied and even embraced her newborn son. In his reaction to the video of his wife adopting a son, Buddy Matthews joined in on the humor. On X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, he responded with a brief message. Thea made a point of saying that they now have a caretaker for when they are older. It is his responsibility, not ours, if he violates the law now that he is old enough. At last, we have a son to take care of us in our latter years. Buddy Matthews thanked Rhea Ripley in advance of WrestleMania 41 in a post that she could see online. Despite dating for some time, Buddy Matthews and Rhea Ripley didn't come clean about their relationship until 2022. Not only have Buddy and Rhea remained supportive of one another throughout the years, but they tied the knot in June of last year. Both of their professions have been going swimmingly. WrestleMania 41 will include the return of the Women's World Champion, Mommy, in a match that will go down in history, even though the male superstar is a main attraction. Rhea Ripley has been equally supportive of her husband, and last year, she even wore Buddy Matthews-esque makeup as an homage to him. They both post adorable selfies on social media, which melts people's hearts. The WWE globe was abuzz with anticipation as WrestleMania 41 approached, but a hushed yet powerful voice cut through the din. In an incredibly personal Instagram post featuring a candid black and white photo of Rhea Ripley lacing up her boots backstage, Buddy Matthews poured out his admiration, appreciation, and unfaltering support. The post went viral and won over wrestling fans worldwide. You started at the bottom and worked your way up. No one gave you a dime. You created this with both fire and frost in your blood. The most spectacular stage of them all will be hosting Rhea Ripley's Women's World Championship defense at WrestleMania 41. However, this is more than just another title defense. It is the culmination of determination, selflessness, and unrepentant intensity. Buddy, who was once a WWE star and is now thriving in, understands the weight of the spotlight too well. You're not just a champion in that ring. His message continued. Your self-control motivates me. You're an inspiration. My God, your might can move mountains, and your humility can bring me to my knees. A multitude of fans descended upon